Hello. Hello. Yeah. So good afternoon to everyone. This is Murugan from pantechelearning. So today we are going to discuss about how the Android will work it here and what are the architecture it have. So we are going with that process, how it has been established that in Android in that digital mark, and we are going to discuss about what are the tools we are going to use it here and how we can access the widgets of Android parts in that XML to how we can connect it through the Java. So that are all things we have discussed in today's session. Okay, so let's start at that in Android operating system. So before that, if you have to learn something in Android, means some of the prerequisite will be there. You will be gaining some good knowledges about Java programming languages. At the same time, you have a little bit of ideas about this, whatever the tool you have to use it here, that familiarity of this IDE. So why we are going with that IDE means there will be two advantages will be there, because IDE will suggest to that next what kind of works we have do it here, and it has been suggests if there is any work will be there now, error will be there now, it has been subject, so we can we can easily identify what kind of error we can get it from that. So these are the prerequisite is must to learning that algorithm Android operating system applications. And these are the session which we have introductions which we have covered in these PPT sessions. So the first one is an mobile networks, then mobile operating system, then Symbian operating system, and Android architecture. So the first one, mobile networks. So here there will be 7 different types of mobile network will be there. So there first 4 we can classify it into communications network. The last 3 will be classified into sharing networks. So what is the difference between both network means? Through the communications we just establish the communications from for transferring something else. Sharing network means it's also sharing, but it has been connected some particular amount of meters only. Okay, so first let me go in with that GSM module. So GSM, it earlier days of mobile network, because in that type of mobile network we can only transmit the text files, right? So text files of only we can just text means like hi, something like the data only we can transmit on that mobile network. Then second is GPRS. That in the GPRS we have GPRS network, we just share the multimedia. For example, currently now we have shared it now that image and the files, multimedia files could be shared through this GPRS network only. So edge, and before going with that edge, we all know that these 4 generations, what kind of indifference will be there of this 4 generation means. Actually, there will be a difference between this. One is an bandwidth frequency, and second one is an internet speed receiving or uploading, whatever that. So it's a main differentiate for it will be updated for each and every generation. Currently, we are working with that 4 generations, 4th generation. I mean 4G connections network. We have used it here. Here, lot of improvisations will be there, receiving that packets of internet packets and uploading them. The speed and the time efficiency also they have increased it here. So now going with that edge is the intermediate between the 2G and 3G network, because 2G in the earlier time, while we are on in that network, it has been indicated a simple like a H or H plus. So that H or H plus will denote that you are connected with the edge network. Okay, so that ratio of this edge network is a 2.7 Mbps, because it's a differentiation of, or it will be a it's just in between network of 2G and 3G network. Okay, so then third one is an IEEE 802.11, the one of the most familiar network, because we already know that what kind of that data we have use it here, because Wi-Fi that we can connect that on some particular distance, and some particular devices should be connected through the devices. We just establishes our file sharings or any communications, or else whatever the purpose we have established particular distance throughout around us. Okay, so then next one is an infrared. So infrared and Bluetooth are same thing, because they both are transmitting that file only, transferring the file. But infrared, what it has to do means it has been connected while keeping the touch two devices. For example, if I'm going with a 2 mobile, file transferring means the both files has both mobile has been keep on touch, then only the file has been transferred from one devices to another devices. Then Bluetooth already we know that there will be a lot of versions will be there. So particular meters, it has been connected through the particular meter. We can share the files, and we can share anything through that particular devices and particular meters, and some distance of paired devices only we can connect it in Bluetooth. Okay, then mobile operating system. So before entering to that Android, what kind of operating system we are all used in that previous, and then how it will be overcome in Android. So the first one is a Windows mobile operating system. Already we know Windows mobile operating system is a one of the most familiar in a laptop side. So laptop in that laptop Windows, there will be a one strongest operating system, same like they have released it on that mobile also. In that mobile there will be no updations after Windows 10, so that it has been the value of Windows operating system mobile, it has been decreased on the digital mark. Okay, so the operating system fully developed under C++ programming languages and Object-C, they have used it for here. Then Symbian operating system. So Symbian, it's fully developed under C programming languages, and this operating system fully developed and they have released it on Nokia ASA series mobiles. So in the Nokia ASA series mobiles, while you are going to install some of the games, it won't be installed, because it will not accept the Java or any other programming games or softwares. Okay, so already we know that already we are using these mobiles of Nokia ASA series. And Bada operating system. So Bada operating system, it's a earlier operating system. Currently nowadays also it has been used on Samsung Electronics. So the Samsung Electronics, they only built this Bada operating system. In this Bada operating system, that real-timely they have released that Samsung Champ, that small size of Champ touch mobile, they have released fully based upon this Bada operating system only. So they overcome, currently also they have used this Bada properties, but they have released it with the Android versions only. Okay. Then BlackBerry, one of the most security operating system, because it will not have a market in current, but currently it have some of the products, and they have released This operating system fully developed under the C and C++ programming languages only, and this operating system more securely comparing to any other operating systems. And currently it has been maintained by Accenture Private Limited, and some of the product has been available on digital markets. Okay, so who are the people they have used this BlackBerry? Means higher authority persons, they have used these kind of mobiles because their information is more secure, so that they have used it this kind of mobile operating systems. Okay, so then Apple iOS, the second one of the most secured operating system, because they have a own softwares for each and every for downloading a tunes or anything. So they have an individual platform for they have to do something in that operating system, iOS operating system. So this iOS operating system will develop in earlier C programming and Object-C only, but currently they have changed the operating system languages C++ into Swift programming languages. So currently whatever we can see in live, that programming language, that applications fully based upon Swift programming languages only. Okay, so then now currently Android. So Android, why they have important they have released that Android mobile? The first reason is an it's a user-friendly applications, and it has been have a many features comparing to if whatever we have see it in list of applications now, list of operating system. There will be overcome some of the algorithm, some of the Android operating system, some of the operating system. They have overcome some of the problems from the previous records. Okay, so this Android operating system fully developed Java programming. This operating system fully Linux kernel based operating system. So it's fully supported based upon Java, because why they have to use this Java means it's very fast and it's very secure programming languages also. At the same time, they have not getting a more complex, not more complex in this operating system, because it's one of the open source algorithm operating system. Okay, so then what are the process will be there for creating a mobile app creations? There will be a seven process will be there. So the first one is design. Why it have a top of the place means when we are going with this designing purpose, user will attract you based upon the UI part only. So user interface is most important part, so that it will have a top of the place of process of mobile app creation. So design is most important when while we are going to implement any kind of mobile app. Okay, then coding. So code, what exactly we can define, how we can define the coding means, for example, if you are if you are creating one login page, so when you are going to submit the button, some kind of work it has been do. For the work assigning, we have used this code. For the allocations, we have used kind of code. Code means we have used do different types of code. For the designing purpose, we are using XML, and for the code backend for any activities kind of we have used Java programming languages. Okay, so then compile. So compile and the pre-verify and the packages is done by our IDE. Okay, integrated development environment. It has been done it by IDE. So compile, already you know that when we are going with run, when we are going to test, or when we are going some file, it has been tell what kind of error if there is or not. Okay, so then pre-verify means already you type it on code. Okay, online you have finished it. If there is any error means one red waveform will be there. So that red waveform generations will be called as an pre-verify. Okay, so packages. So here we are all interfaces with C or C++ programming packages, and we are using the core Java libraries files also. That all the packages we have used it, that is done by our IDE. Okay, so the test means we need to test our applications, our making application in two ways. One is lively, we can check it. Lively we can use this test in our mobile. The second thing, we have tested on emulators. Emulator, which is nothing but virtual mobile devices. Virtual mobile device, we can run our program and we can test our application on that devices. And that devices will have some restrictions, because it won't have any cameras based applications, and it won't have any GSM, because it will not transmit calls or any mails or SMS, and we can't get a current locations from that virtual emulators. Okay, so the deploy means finally we have after testing we will be getting in one product, we need to deploy to over the world. That is called as a deploy. Okay, So this is one of the most important part of mobile app creations. And the second part is these are the histories Android who making this when the Android has been developed started means 2003 they have started that anti-Rubin Richie minus they have started, and 2005 only the Google bought the OS, and 2007 they have officially released that we are all developing a Android operating systems. The first OHA is one of the group because Open Handset Alliance. So what is that Open Handset Alliance means? I'm just giving a real-time example for this. So taking an iPhone series and Android series. So taking iPhone series, whatever the mobile model, you can see the same tilepad theme will be there. For example, iPhone SE or iPhone current 10X, whatever the series is now, the tilepad theme will not change. It's current it's same only for all the models. But taking an Android mobiles, it has been differ based upon the brand models. For example, Redmi will have one kind of theme. Realme will have a one kind of theme right now. So this will be a difference between that Open Handset Alliance. Okay, so they have bought the Android OS and they need to develop their own way. Okay, so this is the main objective of Open Handset Alliance. So then this is a survey, which is this survey will taken from Nougat version. Actually, the survey, which means if they are going to release one operating system, means they have calculated the previous operating system, how it has been used by some of the how they have adapted with that previous versions. That survey will be taken from the previous versions only. Okay. So then why we need to go with that Android? So I already told it's very open source and it will have a huge community supports, and we are all using with the Java now, so it will be very fast and secured programming languages, and it will be make a mobile development is very easy. Okay. So then what are the features will be there? So Android will have multiple features. I just listed out some of here. First one is an application framework and Dalvik virtual machine, an integrated browser, optimized graphics, SQLite, and media supports. So application framework means we can reuse and replacement the components when we are going to develop the program, or when we are going to deploy the some of that applications. So application framework, which is helps to call the API integrations also. Okay, API integrations mean from one app to another app we can easily call that. Calling purpose will called as an API integrations. Then Dalvik virtual machine means if you are going with Java programming languages, means the JVM will be there. So Java virtual machine. So the JVM, what is the work of JVM means? It will converting our bytecode into our source code into bytecode format. That means machine understandable language. So here we are writing multiple of Java files now. So each and every files should have a class files. So all the dot class files, it will be converted into single dot dex files. So that single dex file only converted into APK format, because Android application extension is .apk. So that APK is most APK defined as Android package file. So that APK generations, it has been done by this Dalvik virtual machine. Okay. So then integrated browser. Integrated browser means if you are using that mobile, if you are using any browser in your mobile, means it has done it based upon this WebKit engine only. This only provided you a good experience on web searches. Okay, so we can access the 2D and 3D graphics in our mobile phones and mobile operating system, and this SQLite, which helps to storing some kind of data from our app. Okay, so whatever the media you need, it has been supported based upon the brands of size of mobiles and brands depends upon that. And most crucial part of Android, this one is an Android app lifecycle. So there will be a 5 mode will be that I'm just explain with the real-time example. So you all know that WhatsApp. Okay, so taking a WhatsApp, so WhatsApp, it will help to what kind of work we can do it. We can chat and we can upload the status and we can call to someone. So how it has been occurred means based upon these 5 modes only that app will be work. So the first mode is an on create mode. On create mode means when you are going to click the button WhatsApp icon, so the home page will be open now. That is called as an on create mode. Okay. The second thing on start mode, which means or else on paused mode. I mean after clicking the button, the operation has been started. On paused mode means if you are going to see or if you are going to chat with someone or seeing status, when you are going while when you are going to press the button while doing some kind of work in WhatsApp means that will be called as an on pause mode. Okay. And again you are clicking the WhatsApp icon means where you are stopped, from that place only it has been continued. That mode will be called as an on resume mode. On close means the full entire program, full entire application has been stopped. Okay. That will be called as an on closed or on stop mode. On restart or on destroy on restart mode means again we have to do this work from the starting. Okay, so these are the most important life cycle of how the app will be working. So the behind the app workflow is this life cycle only. So there will be 5 modes will be there. Once again I will repeat you: on create, on start, on create, on resume mode, on pause mode, on close, and on restart. Okay. So then Android architecture. So 5 major parts will be there. First one is Linux kernel and libraries and Android runtime and application framework and applications. So the Android runtime, first one is a Linux kernel. So Linux kernel, it has been controlled our device drivers. So device drivers, which means in taking a laptop for individual access, we need to declare the driver, right? We need to install driver for accessing CDs, for need to hearing a songs or for the music. So taking a Android mobile, if you are not doing any specific driver for this kind of activities, right? So that whole control will taken from Linux kernel. And second thing is then memory and the process management. It is also controlled by Linux kernel. Okay. Then libraries. In already I told we can access the C and C++ programming libraries, which is helps to do the execution has been fostered when we have assign some of the work in that Android app which we have created. So for the fast execution, we need to access some kind of other programming languages, libraries, packages. So we can easily access and easily we can integrate it with our Java programming also. So then Android runtime, it will have a 2 major part. One is Dalvik virtual machine, another one is core libraries. Dalvik virtual machine, already you know that it has been convert our .class file into APK format file. Core libraries means Java core libraries. We can access the core libraries or core or else any kind of informations we need to access from the Java core Java files means we can easily access it. That kind of oops concepts there, those all the things we can easily access from this Android runtime part. Okay. So then application framework. So application framework, which means it have 2 activities. One is activity manager, another one is API interface. Activity manager means it has been controller how many of apps we can see opened in that behind the work. So for example, while you want to clearing cache, you can go to back button now. So in that list of apps will be open, what are the apps you have opened it, right? So we have closed it in one by one now. That will be controlled, that page, that activity control done by application framework. Okay. Then API interface, which means I already told we can communicate from one page to another, one application to another place. That API call, that which means API interface. For example, if you are taking a WhatsApp, when I'm going to invite someone, so directly where it goes to that normal text message now. So that WhatsApp to normal text message, this transformation which is called API interface, which means application programming interface. Okay. So that is called as an API calling here. Okay. Then applications. In earlier time, we can't replace the built-in applications. Built-in applications means home, contacts, or phone. So, but nowadays, currently, we can easily replace. For a single app, we can use a multiple purpose. take as an real-time example as an Truecaller. Truecaller will help to user calling and the message as well as message, right? So the both work will done by single application. We can erase this inbuilt applications in Android. Okay. Then what are the blocks for building an applications in Android means there will be four blocks will be there. One is activity, intent receiver, service, and content provider. So activity, which means that designing pages will called as an activity. For example, I'm just going with the Gmail for your understanding. So taking a Gmail interface, when you are going with that, when you are going to see the first time, that has that mails of we are receiving that, but and all will be shown. So that the page will be called as an activity. So then intent receiver means is when you are going to click the compose button now, the page will be open. So that transformation is called as an intent receiver. Okay. Then service is a faceless component that will be running on background. Okay. Then content provider, file you have uploading any files or you need to attach any files to that particular person means you have click to attach directly, it will open our drive or it will open our normal disk. So that it will be called as a content provider. Okay. So this, now let's we move on to the practical session, and what are the tool we are going to use it here means Eclipse only we are all used here. I'm just told it here how to open. Okay. So just see it here. Okay, so this is an work directory where you want to store your all these programmings which you have developed. So that will be stored in this directory only. If you need to change any directory, you can change it also. For example, here you can see I have to change C and I need to make a new folder Android. Okay, then I'm clicking OK. So whatever the files I'm making, that will be stored my current working directory. Okay. Okay. So this is a front interfaces of this ideally which we are going to use for the practical purpose. So here you can see how we can create the new Android application means go to the file, a new Android application project. So here there will be a rules will be there for assigning a name of this Android application projects. So you can check with your mobile also. So each and every application, the first letter should be capital. Okay. So there will be a rules for making an Android application. So I'm just making first simple. Okay. Simple S is a capital letter. Okay. So then click the next button. So this is your directory. So it, where we are assigning means there no problem. Then next. So here only you have to choose it that icon which you have to use for the your applications. If you want to, there will be a three types of icons will be there. First one is an image and clipboard and the text. Images and clipboard is similar things only because it's simultaneous difference only will be slight changes only will be there. Images means we can upload a JPEG or any format, but clipboard means only we can choose the PNG format. That is the difference between both of that thing. Okay. So now if I need to choose any means any app icon means I can browse it from my browse it from my directories and drives where I have stored it. But name of that picture, it's a small letter and the number. The combinations will be there. Okay. So that it will be most important here. Okay. So then clipboard means you can choose this default icons. So when you are going with any color, you can choose it any icon here. And if you have to choose any colors, you can choose it for the front and the background. Background, there will be two shapes only. One is square, another one is circle. So if you needed any no need means you can take none. Okay. So then text. So text, whatever that, whatever, if you want to give it any uh, text for your app icon, means you can assign the text letter. So I'm going with yes, means I can easily access it. So I have changed it any color also, I can change it, and I'm getting it. Okay. So if you have to align the padding size also, for example, if you want to crop it, or if you want to assigning into center, you can zoom it, zoom in, zoom out, you can it. So in this slide you can see now, so this is a variety of things. That means each and every mobile will have a different type of mobile sizes. So we need to give that, so we don't need to, that there will be a different sizes now, based upon that icon will be generated. So that is what we have see it in the left side panel. So then give it next, and while all the time you have choose it blank activity. Okay, so next. So this is your Java file name, and this is your XML file name. So Java, we can write the all backend. Backend means that connectivity, that and all work assigning process. We have used it main activity. This activity Java programming only. For the designing purpose, we are going with this activity main. Okay, then finish it. So after finishing, automatically the both files will be generated here. One is XML, another one is Java files. Okay. So first I just listed out these folders, what it has been defined. So here you can see this under SRC folder, we are all stored our all these Java programming languages files. Okay. So then GEN, this folder is very most important. Laterly I will tell about this folder, how much important it, because from the XML and Java connectivity we have, based upon this file only we have to, which kind of system generation file we didn't do. We are not going with this do any work in this specific file, but we have access the properties of these class files. Okay, so then assets. So this assets folder, we can paste our multimedia files, and we can paste our database files. So that will be helpful to interact with our Android app. So the bin, it's a output folder. So after running this, after running our application, the output will came as an APK format. So that APK format will be generated on this bin folder only. So then libraries means if you have to access any libraries here, you need to going with that. Okay. Then final one, source file. So these are resource will have multiple of files, because this resource will containing all kind of designing works. From here only we are making a good designing work it here. So this drawable, different types of drawable, what it has defined means we can see there already. We can see we can saw already that a variety of icons will be generated now while making a project, that different sizes that will be came as a folder format here. So now you need to access any picture, means you have to paste this drawable folder at any places, any folder you have to drag it. So that layout, which means from here only you have to open your XML files. Okay, so this XML files will, all the XML files, it will be stored from under the resource, under layout files. Okay, so then menu and the values, we are using these for 5 folders. We are making a strings files. Using the strings files, we can easily assign this designing for color codings or any padding sizes and strings fonts types. That and all what we have do it specific for all, we have easily specific from here. Okay, so now I'm just going with this platform only. In this platform only we are making a we are making a designing purpose. So first time if you are opening this packages, you need to change your API level 21 into 19. So this 21 which is not supported here, so that we are change the variation 21 into 19. Okay, so here you can see this is the screen which we have used it for the development. Okay, so I'm just deleted here the hello world. Okay, so you can see two types of designing works will be there. If you are interested to writing a code, you can write it here. If you are interested with drag and drop format, for example, from the palette you have to you just drag and drop, and you need to make some decision. Design means you have used this layout page. Okay, so this activity. Okay, graphical layout and activity. Activity.xml means this is the code which is automatically generated by the system IDE only. So easily we have to take a code, or if you need to write the code, you can write it, no problem. Okay, so there will be a multiple of layouts will be there. Here we are using relative layouts. So similar like constrained and linear and a tabular format, something like variety of layouts will be there. So now I'm just going to make a one simple login application, how it has been established. Okay, so this is what we are going to see in today's session. So first, that login application means what are the inputs we needed, two boxes and one button. Okay, so here we did not connect with the database, but we have given the static input. From that static, it will be checking if it is user invalid or not. One pop-up message will came up here. Okay, so here I'm going to first drag and drop two input boxes. If you needed any input boxes, you have drag and drop from the text fields only. So these text fields contain all these input boxes. So these input boxes, which means that for example, what kind of inputs we are taking text formats or number formats or password boxes and number the date format now. So that whole things we have taken from this palette text under text fields only. So now I need a one username box and one button box. Okay, for the username I'm just going with this plain text. Okay, so you can see there will be in places you can see it here. So one center horizontal is equal to true now, that it will be defined these orientations for your places, component places. So I have to assign it here. Okay, so now once I drag and drop, you can save your file. Okay, because why means sometimes that alignment will be changed. Okay, so that alignment will be changed means like it will be clash if you are not save this file. Once drag and drop means that alignment will be changed on the running time. Okay, so I'm just take it from here. And now how I can assign the label for this input boxes using this hint keyword, I can easily access. Okay, so here you can see this is your starting and ending tag. XML will working based upon this starting and ending tag only. You can see there will be a lot of attributes will be there. For example, id which means this box this edit text box id, which is edit text one. If you want to change it, you can change it. For example, username, because this is username box now, so I need to assign username is my id name. So then that layout width, if you want to change the layout width, I can change it. For example, fill parent, you can see the fill parent, it will be established, some changes will be there in the width. Okay, width for this special input boxes. Okay, now you can see I'm just assigning the label. How we can define means hint, using hint word only. You just type it hi and press the controls plus space bar. Automatically it has been suggests the keyword. So you have enter. Okay, that code will be generating here. So that means like Android hint. Within the double quotes, you have to click, you have to assigning any names for the specific boxes. So I am going to use enter the user name. Okay, so here you can see that username will be displayed. This is called as a label. So if you need to change, if you need to assigning any color for this text, or if you need to assigning color for input box, you have to assign the color. How should we assign the color? Means same like you have to call this uh, same like you have to call this keyword text color. Text color you have to call. So within this text color, you have to you have to given this parenthesis, hexadecimal color. So wait a minute, if you have any confuses, how should we get it the hexadecimal color? Means going with the color picker, colorpicker.com, you can choose it any color here. So whatever the color you have, choose it here. That color hexadecimal value will be generated under this folder. You just copied it and paste it within the parentheses. Okay, so now you can see the color should be changed when we are giving an input to specific, when we are getting an input, right? So same like if you need to assign the color for the hint function also, you have to assign the color, text color for the hint. So I have taken the any other color here. For example, I am going with this this color. Okay, you can see the color has been changed. Okay, so in this way only we are all we have we have choose a little bit of styles, and we can provide it within the XML starting and ending tags. If I need to giving the whole background color for this graph, I can give it a graph. For example, background is a keyword for assigning a colors or pictures for the specific tabs. Okay, so I'm just going with this black. So here you can see, so white is the color. I'm wait a minute, I have choose it the block. So the black is the background for the text input. Okay, in this way only we are going, we are assigning this username and the in this way only we are getting colors for this. So if I need to going with the picture, so here you can see if I am going with any picture, means easily I can add a picture, but your picture name will be a small letter and any numerical word will be the combination, which is most important. You just copied this picture and paste it here, the drawable folder. Okay, so paste it here. So normal copy paste only, you have check it here, the I just copied and paste it here. Now I am just adding this picture as my background color. So if I need to add a background color for my whole screen, means I'm going with this relative layout starting and ending tag. Okay, so here also the same keyword background, at where I am creation, paste it here, drawable folder only. My file name is a2.jpg. Now you can see the picture will came as a background for my screen. Okay, so similar like I have used it for one password, same like I'm going with this password here. So I am assigning a label password, whatever I did it for the username, I'm just going with that here also. So enter the password. Okay, so then next I'm just adding a button. So only inputs are we are taking from this text in fields. If you needed to getting any actions work, buttons or submit buttons or progress for, you have take it from form widgets. So I have changed my button name into login. Okay, login. So now we are all finished that front end. Okay, so now I'm just going with the back end. So backend we are all use Java programming languages. So here you can see that main activity Java. There will be a lot of packages already inbuilt there. Okay, so whatever we are editing, the package, all the program will stored under this package com.example.simple only. Okay, so now I just write the code for here. So the normal Java program, what are the things we have given it here? So this normal Java program, which is helps to three divisions only. First, we have created the program. First we have created the label. Then we need to link with label. Then we are going with some work with that variable. Same like I have created some of the objects here. So what are the objects I am used it here? So I am used these three objects I am using: two edit text, one button. So first I have created the objects here. So edit text, two now. So I need to make a two variable name. Edit text and password is my variable name for the edit text. So then I'm going with the button. Button is my second object. So button login is my button object variable name. Okay. So now here only we are all most important work, because we just integrated our front and backend interface. So I'm just finish the code first, then I will be explaining here. Okay, so just watch it. Okay, what is the meaning of this key? This line means, so I have assigned the username. Okay, which means I have taken the username, the value from the front interface, because here you can see the username is my value of first input box, right? So I have taken the value from that, and I'm going to choose. I have to store all my username variable into here. Okay, so edit text one, all the value will be stored into this username. Okay, same like I have assigned for the password and the button. Okay, so how it has been integrated means, so using a r.java file, I in the starting time I'm tolding now. So r.java file, so that r.java file is most important. Okay, using that file only it has been integrated. Same like submit. Sorry, login is our button variable name. Login dot equal to our object type is button. Find view by id r.id dot button one. Okay, now we are all finishing the two steps. One is creation object. The second one is integrated our object into our just we have concatenate our XML and the Java files. The third step, we are going to assign the work for our button. So how should we assign the work for our button means, we need to giving the event handler function. Using that event handler function only, we are all assigning the work for any buttons. So here my button name variable name is login dot set on click listener. So set on click listener new space on click listener. So while we are, once you just finish this line, automatically the method will be void on click method will be generated. Inside this void on click method only, you have to write your work. Okay, so what is the work I am going to use it here? I need to giving some static inputs. In this static inputs, which is correlated to my front end user inputs. Okay, so here you can see. So first I have converting my all the variables into string format. So yes, u is equal to from username dot get text dot toString, which means I have taken from my value username and I have converted into string format, and I will be stored into su. Okay, so this is my string variable name. Then next part, so string sp is equal to, I have taken a password dot get text dot toString. Same thing only. I have taken the input from password and converted to string format, and I will store it into sp. Now I'm going with to call the set on click listener functions here. Okay, so here I'm just giving us some of the logics. So if it is corrected, the toast will came. The toast means pop-up only. Pop-up means like when we are clearing cache in our mobile, one pop-up will be there, something like this kind of applications, this kind of memory will be cleared here. So that and all work has been done is this toast only. Okay, so now I'm writing if yes u dot equals admin and sd dot equals admin, which means I need to make a toast. It will have a 4 options. So first 2 is in assigning duration, the second 2 is making a text. So text, get application context, resource id, login successful. This keyword, this word only generated on the running time. Okay, so toast dot length long or short. Finally you have to call this show off keyword. The show off keyword is invoking your toast, and here within the parentheses you are assigning the get application context, which is a bridge between the 2 objects. Okay, then toast dot length long means I am assigning the durations here. Login successful, it's my string, it has been printed on success times. So else I have to print same like toast only, make text, get application context, toast, I am using invalid username or password. Same like I am assigning toast. My string is difference, but I have used the same thoughts only. Okay, but another 2 is same. The string has been changed, depends upon the places. Okay, now it has been successfully finished. So how should we test it? Our this application means you have to create the virtual emulator. So I'm going with this Windows emulators. Okay, so going with the Windows option and go to Android Virtual Device Manager. Okay, so this manager, I already created the one emulator here. Now I'm just showing it how to create the emulator. So you're just going with the click the new button, and first you have to assign the name, then you have to click the devices. After clicking the devices, there will be a devices and some of the fields has been automatically filled. You don't need to change the value. Okay, because if you are changing, it has been crash on runtime. So whatever the devices you have, choose it. You don't need to change the devices. Then you just assign 1024. I am the external memory, it's enough. And finally you have to click the use host GPU. It will be helpful while if any error will be generated on the runtime, it has been show it on us. Okay, so now after that you have to click the OK button. Then the emulator has been created like this. So now I am just run this program. So right click on my project file name and go to run as and Android applications. So how we should see the status of emulator means same like you have to go to the Windows button and go to show view and click the console tab. So in this console tab, you have to see your emulator status. So emulator status means what is the state of our emulator it will have. So this is called as an emulator. You can see which is called as an virtual devices. Okay, using this virtual device only, we are all testing our programs or applications that and all. So once you have to finishing this program, once if you are run the program means automatically in that folder you have to see the apk file has been generated. So this is in this file, if you are installing to your specific any Android mobile, it has been working. What kind of inputs you have to given it here. Okay, so in this way only we are all assigned, we are all getting that we are all running. Okay, so it will be taking a time to execute, so just few minutes. If you have any doubts, you just ask it on the session, comment session. In the emulator, you can see the status. Okay, here now it's uploading the APK. It has been installed. That home will came now. So this is the home page of our emulator. You have to unlock it first, and here you can see that successfully APK has been installed will came means you have to unlock your devices. Okay. So we need to wait for a few minutes because here the APK successfully not in the message installed, that message will not came. So we need to wait for a few minutes. Yeah, now it came successfully installed. Now you can see. So here you can see I'm giving inputs. Admin. You can see when I press the login button, in the side login successful will be generated. So this is called as an toast notification. If I am giving any wrong inputs, the toast notification will generate invalid username and password. Okay. So I hope you will be understand this session and it will be helpful for you. So we just meet it on tomorrow. So okay. Thank you.